One of this movie's greatest sins. Not nearly enough Richard E. Grant. Come on, you can never have enough Richard E. Grant. Has Hudson Hawk taught you nothing? Or everybody's talking about Jamie. Hi, everyone. It's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. Welcome to Raising Popcorn with Grant, everybody, and we're here to talk about a movie. Movies and TV, that's what we do here. I know we're a little late. The reason is I was taking my grandmother to see Top Gun Maverick. So, Top Gun Maverick. Again, if you get that, you get a cookie. It's my second time seeing it. Still pretty awesome. So, but we are now here. We're back. And we're here to talk about a movie. Movies and TV. That is what we do here, and it is, this film is the latest Jane Austen adaptation, and that film is Persuasion. Persuasion is directed by Carrie Cracknell, who I believe is a theater director, and this is her first feature film as a director. And it stars Dakota Johnson. She plays Anne Elliot. She is a young woman who is one of the more mature Austen types in that she's ever so slightly older, but has not married. Why? Well, 8 years ago, the great love of her life, played by Cosmo Jarvis, his name is Captain Frederick Wentworth, she was persuaded to reject him by her father, Richard E. Grant, but in turn, she realized much too late that she loved him. So now, in the present day, she goes to look after her one of her youngest sister, Mary Elliot, who is delightfully bitchy. She's played by Mia McKenna Bruce, who is a comic scene stealer in the film. And she kind of doesn't like her sisters very much. Doesn't really like a lot of people very much. But she'll get to spend time with the few people who she does like, including her adorable little nephews and lovable and very kind-hearted sisters-in-law. But while on her getaway, Captain Wentworth returns. And those old sparks begin to reignite, but one of her sisters-in-laws has also developed feelings for the captain. And what of her cousin? Because back in this time, remember, cousins often were betrothed. Her cousin, played by Henry Golding, comes into the picture and also has designs on Anne. Who will she choose? And will true love conquer all? Have you seen a Jane Austen movie? Of course it will. Let the Fleabag-esque look into breakings of the fourth wall and deep, passionate romance begin. Within the PG parameters. So, as Jane Austen is very, very polite. Not a lot of bodice ripping. Yeah, let it all begin. So, Persuasion is gonna be both easy and difficult to review in that I enjoyed it, I'm glad I watched it, and I'm going to recommend it, but it does have some pretty big problems. I like Jane Austen. My introduction to Jane Austen was when I was 11 years old. I was dragged by my mother and sister to see Pride and Prejudice, the Joe Wright film, and it's one of only 3 Joe Wright films I like. And it got me interested. But the biggest knock against Persuasion is tenfold. One, like I said, not enough Richard E. Grant. That's always a problem. Secondly, the leading man in this, Cosmo Jarvis, I have not seen his other acting. I'm sure he's quite good. In this movie, he's about as charismatic as Particle Board. I didn't like him. I didn't think he was that interesting. I thought he was kind of bland and boring. I didn't quite... And then, midway through, you have Henry Golding come in. And Henry Golding is the epitome of charisma, even in total, in good movies like Crazy Rich Asians and The Gentleman, or, total tripe like Last Christmas. He's the best thing in those movies. And he's deeply charismatic, and so having him come in, you want her to, even though technically her cousin, you want her to be with him. And the third thing is, it suffers from coming on the heels of 3 Austen adaptations or Austen-esque adaptations that are terrific, which were Emma, or Emma period, Mr. Malcolm's List, and Fire Island, which all three were so great that it kind of makes this feel a bit like a footnote. But, aside from that, you're wondering, Grant, why are you recommending Persuasion? Well, couple of things. First off, even though he's not used enough when Richard E. Grant is in the movie, he's great, as always. Like I said, Mia McKenna Bruce is phenomenally pithy and bitchy and delightful. But the main reason, and I think the thing that carries Persuasion to the recommendation finish line, is Dakota Johnson is just wonderful in this movie. Whether she's, looking at the camera in just disdain of her sister's bratty behavior, or playing Marie Antoinette in the back garden with her adorable little nephews, she is just lovable. She's funny, she's quick, you root for her. She's just... Dakota Johnson, like Jamie Dornan, although Dakota Johnson had slightly better credit beforehand than Jamie Dornan did, has fully redeemed herself in a way for the awfulness of the 50 Shades movies. Then again, her earlier roles were the 5-Year Engagement and The Social Network, whereas Jamie Dornan's was nothing that I know of, so... But regardless, they both now are kind of out of the woods. Between this and Cha Cha Real Smooth, Dakota Johnson has just been kind of a spark point. Now, Cha Cha Real Smooth is better. It's one of my favorite films of the year so far. It's not on this is not on that level, but I did enjoy this film, and it's been kind of loathed by a lot of Austen purists. And I think the thing people need to understand is I respect that. I respect that you're a purist of Jane Austen. I respect your opinion. But I think that Jane Austen has been so modernized and readapted before that this is kind of just... It's very much similar to Autumn de Wilde's Emma. Emma was better, but I like this movie. So, yeah, I'm kind of going in a circle with this. But I do think that Dakota Johnson and the other elements that make it worth walking the 2 blocks for, and that's what I'm going to give it. Let's end it right there. I'm going to give Persuasion 4 out of 5 stars. It's not a great movie, it's not a great Austen adaptation, but it's a good... It's going to be one that I think is going to pass from my memory pretty fast in comparison to some of the other recent examples I listed, but... And not that Mr. Malcolm's List is an Austen adaptation, but it's clearly an homage to that. But yeah, good movie overall. So, 4 out of 5 stars for Persuasion. Let's close the book on it. Trailer Trash None, watch it on Netflix, which is where it is. Was there shawarma? Kind of the last scene goes well into the end credits. Other than that, there's no, additional epilogue or anything. Alright, we will be back probably tomorrow, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to get this out. I promise you I will get a review out for The Sea Beast. I know I forgot it was coming out last weekend, and it kind of passed me by. I'm going to check that out. I've heard it's great. Next week, we'll have reviews of Nope, Jordan Peele's newest film. I can't wait to see that one. We'll also have reviews of The Gray Man and Billy Porter's directorial debut, Anything's Possible. We will also have reviews coming up for DC League of Super Pets, Vengeance, Not Okay, other films of that nature, Miss Marvel Season 1, and also Part 2 of the Midterm Report. I haven't forgotten. We're going to do the worst of the year so far. That'll all be next time, and until next time, I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I love all classes missed. I love you 1,000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does, if that's what you're supposed to do, or so I've been told. If you want to find me elsewhere, reviews, lists, and other fun stuff, you can check me out on letterboxd.com at Raised on Popcorn with Grant. Some of you already have, but even if you haven't, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important, and I want to know down below, what did you think of Persuasion? Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? Think my opinion's good? Think I'm full of shit? Comment below, let me know. And until we meet again, we were all raised on popcorn. Make mine with extra butter. Catch you guys next time. See ya. Take care.